All right, let's talk about the unsung hero of every single computer build, the one component that powers absolutely everything you do. I'm talking about the power supply unit, or the PSU. It's truly the foundation of your PC's stability, and we're about to dive into exactly why.
So let's just jump right in with a question I'm sure a lot of us have asked ourselves. You're deep into a game, you're on a deadline, and bam, the screen goes black. Or you get a random reboot for no reason at all. It's incredibly frustrating, right? So, what's going on?
Well, your first thought might be a virus or maybe a bad software update, but more often than you'd think, the real culprit is this plain old metal box, usually tucked away out of sight inside your case.
Yep, that's it. It's the unseen culprit. So let's start by investigating those random crashes and reboots. We're going to look at the telltale signs that point directly to an unstable power supply. It's often the last thing people suspect, but honestly, it should be one of the first.
Do any of these look familiar? Random shutdowns, sudden reboots, but that third one is the real giveaway. System crashes under heavy load. If your PC only dies when you're doing something intensive, like gaming or rendering a video, that is a classic sign your PSU is struggling to deliver the power your components are screaming for.
So, what is a PSU even doing in there? It is so much more than just a plug. Let's think of it as the guardian of your PC, and we're going to follow the journey of electricity from the wall outlet all the way to your sensitive, delicate computer parts. In a nutshell, it's a gatekeeper. See, the power coming from your wall is AC, alternating current. It's kind of wild and messy. Your computer's components need clean, stable, low-voltage DC, or direct current, to survive. The PSU's job is to tame that wild AC and convert it into the perfect, gentle DC your PC needs to function without, frying itself.
And it does this with a really critical three-step process. First, the rectifier does the main conversion from AC to DC. Then a transformer steps that voltage way, way down to the levels your PC can actually handle. And finally, a whole bunch of regulators and filters clean up any leftover electrical noise, giving you that pure, steady stream of power.
What's also cool is that they're designed to be adaptable. Power standards are different all over the world. Whether you're in North America using 120 volts or the UK using 230, most modern PSUs are smart enough to automatically switch and handle whatever you throw at them.
Okay, this brings us to a super important point. Not all PSUs are created equal. Not by a long shot. The numbers and specs you see on the side of the box, they're not just marketing fluff. They are absolutely critical for building a stable machine.
Of course, the number everyone knows is the wattage. The easiest way to think about this is like a total power budget for your entire system. You have to add up how much power your CPU, your GPU, and everything else is going to need, and your PSU's wattage has to be able to cover that, preferably with a little breathing room.
And let me be really clear here. This is non-negotiable. Trying to save a few bucks by getting a lower wattage PSU is a recipe for disaster. You're just going to starve your components for power when they need it the most, leading to all those crashes we talked about, or even worse, permanent damage.
But wait, total wattage is only half the story. It's not just about how much power a PSU can provide, it's about how that power is distributed across different outputs, which we call rails. Each rail provides a specific voltage for different parts of your computer.
Now, for any modern PC, especially a gaming rig or a workstation, one of these rails is way, way more important than all the others combined.
And there it is, the plus 12-volt rail. Why? Because today's super power-hungry CPUs and graphics cards drink almost all of their power straight from this single rail. So when you're looking at a PSU specs, you need to pay close attention to how many amps it can deliver specifically on that plus 12-volt rail.
Okay, so moving on from just raw power, there's another piece to this puzzle: efficiency and airflow. Making the smart choice here isn't just about stability. It's about saving you money and keeping your whole system running cooler and quieter.
It's a really simple concept. Any power that a PSU wastes gets converted directly into heat. So a cheap, inefficient unit is basically a tiny space heater inside your PC case, which drives up your energy bill and makes all your fans spin like crazy just to keep things from overheating.
And that's where this 80+ certification comes in. You've probably seen these logos: bronze, silver, gold. It's basically a report card for efficiency. A gold-rated unit, for example, is 90% efficient when your PC is at a typical load. That means it's wasting very little energy, making less heat, and saving you money. And speaking of smart choices, let's talk about modular power supplies. I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got a standard PSU with a permanent nest of cables. On the right, a modular one where you only plug in the cables you actually need. It's night and day.
By getting rid of that giant octopus of unused cables, you massively improve the airflow inside your case. And this isn't just about looking neat and tidy. Better airflow means cooler components, and cooler components last longer and perform better. Simple as that.
So let's bring it all home. After everything we've talked about, what's the big picture? What's the one thing you really need to remember about your power supply? It really is that simple. The PSU is the foundation. You can buy the fastest CPU, the most amazing graphics card, but if you power it with a cheap, unreliable PSU, none of that matters. Skimping on the power supply is like building a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. It just puts your entire investment at risk.
And ultimately, that's the question you have to ask yourself. Sure, you might save a few bucks now by going with the cheapest option, but is that savings about to create the most expensive problem you could possibly have down the line? Think about it. Thanks for watching.